dressed like a hot dog. So is that guy.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't notice you there. I was enjoying my $6 coffee, which I can afford now, because I didn't spend all my money on a fucking Les Paul. So this is the LTD EC-1000 ET. For $1,300, this might be the best Les Paul you can get. It has an Evertune bridge, which are fantastic. If you haven't tried one of these or you haven't seen anything from one of these, look at this shit, dude. What the fuck? It has a Seymour Duncan JB in the bridge, and then it has a Seymour Duncan Jazz in the neck. This combination is so good, and really nice for cleans too. I find myself using this a lot for like math rockier stuff, but I mostly stay on the bridge. This pickup is so good, dude. It's got a really barky, like biting mid-range. It's got a nice top end and a really focused low end. It's not too high output, it's not too low output. It's just kind of like perfect for hardcore and metalier stuff. And then what I really like about this also, besides the Evertune bridge, which I'll talk more about in a second, it's got stainless steel frets. These are awesome. These are fantastic. I have nickel frets on every single one of my other guitars. And the stainless steel stuff, man, this is real. This is actually the shit. This should be on every fucking guitar, and I don't know why it's not. It's fantastic. This doesn't have locking tuners, which is kind of a bummer. I think if a guitar is gonna be like over $1,000, if people are forking out their hard-earned cash, $1,000 of it at least, they should get locking tuners. And if not that, stainless steel frets. Or both. All right, I'm gonna show you a cool little trick that I don't see a ton of people talking about, if any at all. And this is something I use pretty much on the daily for my Evertune. So I have it set up in drop C. Right? It's in drop C. Now the way that this tuning works is that there's 3 like tension zones, okay? So when you're using your tuning peg, that doesn't actually tune your guitar. You tune down here at the saddle. So I will take it down and show you each of the zones and explain what those mean. So. See, I just dropped. So that's with the I'm changing the tension with the peg. So that's zone 1. This is a zone where you don't play. Then I take it to zone 2. This is where it's perfectly in tune. And if I bend it, it won't change the note. See, I'm messing with the tuner and it doesn't do anything. And then if I bend the note, it doesn't change. Right? But then I take it up to zone 3 where it bends up. It tunes out of it, tunes up, right? And then you take it back down to the 2. So it's on that like right in between zone 2 and 3. So that means that when you tune it, it'll stay perfectly in tune, but you can still bend it. So the Evertune bends, it does bends. Now what I like to do is set this up in a drop tuning, like drop C, which I'm in, and then when I have songs that are in standard, like D standard, which is the standard for C, I just tune up to the D on the highest string. There you go. Now it's just in standard now. This thing is basically my perfect Les Paul. Now, I like customs, and I would love to have a custom, but I'm not spending, what is it now, like $5,800? I think it's something around there, maybe a little less, maybe a little more, I'm not sure, on a custom. This is $1,300, and I got it for $900 because it's B stock. And if you're wondering where's the B stock part, it's right there. If you can spot it, good for you. Sometimes I don't even really see it. But yeah, what I just put on screen, that's the B stock. That's what saves you money for this thing. And if you can find these things B stock, I mean, they are really good. These are really good guitars. The Evertune is a beast. I initially had a 7-string with an Evertune from LTD 1000 or something like that, and I liked it, but I wasn't really using the 7-string as much as I wanted to, so I was like, okay, I'm mostly in drop C, so I'll just sell it and get a 6-string Evertune instead from LTD. And I'm so glad I did that. I love that 7-string, but I really like this guitar. I play this a lot. I play this so much. This is probably the only guitar I play more than my Jazzmaster, and I play my Jazzmaster basically every day. So this is the main guitar I use playing in my band. It's a melodic hardcore band, like a kind of like a similar-ish to like Counterparts with like more like 5, 7, 8 stuff. The intro track is somewhat similar to the stuff we play, but it's, you know, it's drop C. So I'm always on the bridge on this thing. Sometimes I'll use the split coil, which is really nice because it does have that. It has split coils. I will also use this for math rock stuff or like clean stuff in the middle position. So I'm the type of fucking asshole to go into a guitar store, look at all the guitars and go, oh, this one's nice, play it for like 30 minutes, and then buy a pack of strings, or sometimes nothing at all, and then walk the fuck out. So I've played a bunch of Les Pauls in my life, and I played a bunch of good Les Pauls, and this is still it for me. This is just more comfortable. It has a belly cut, it has a nice heel cut for easy access to the upper frets, which I don't fucking use. And overall, I mostly prefer the look of this to a regular Les Paul. I really like the finish. In fact, the main reason I ended up getting this over any of the other EC-1000s isn't just because of the Evertune, but it's also because this finish is really nice. I'm a huge sucker for binding, wood grain, and burst finishes, and this has all 3 of those things. In fact, it has 7-ply binding around the body. So this was like the nicest looking Les Paul I could even find. The only thing close to basically being this that I know of is the Epiphone and Gibson, but we don't really talk about that. The Epiphone Koa Custom. And I just prefer the JB more than those pickups. I like the JB's mid-range. It feels better when I'm chugging. I also really like the push-pull split coil sounds. I don't use them much for the neck or for the middle position, but I use it sometimes for the bridge, and I think it's good for that kind of like spanky split coil high gain stuff. The Evertune is pretty awesome. I'm not saying it's like the only reason you should get a guitar like this, but the Evertune is like definitely something I think about now when I'm looking into more guitars. I want it. I want it in most stuff. I don't want it in everything. There's some stuff that I obviously wouldn't want to Evertune in, but for stuff like metal and hardcore, I like it. It feels good. It doesn't go out of tune. It sounds great. It doesn't take away my sustain that much that I've noticed. So why not just have it in everything? It's fucking awesome. This is just good bang for your buck quality. Unlike my Jazzmaster, which I talked about, I was like, oh, I don't know if that's really worth the price, how much they're asking for it. This definitely is. This has a lot of features and sounds good, feels good, has a nice weight to it. This has pretty much everything that I would need besides the locking tuners, which is a small gripe, honestly. This is totally worth like $1,300 if you really like felt like you needed that. Brand new, non-B stock. It's awesome. I'm not like an old head Gibson hater or anything. I'm not like, they never stay in tune, you know? I played Gibsons. They stay in tune sometimes. They're fine. They're just guitars like any other guitar. But the Evertune really stays in tune. Like, really stays in tune, and I don't have to worry about temperature changes messing with the tuning ever. I can take it out, I can bring it in my car, leave it there, put it back in a practice space, put it back in my car, leave it there, put it in my house, put it in the freezer, put it in the fridge, throw it in the dumpster, take it back out, and it's still gonna be in perfect tuning every time. That's a luxury I really like with this guitar. It's just a nice peace of mind. I don't have to think about tuning it every time. When I'm doing a take of like a recording, like the intro track for instance, I don't have to record and then tune and then record and then tune. I've heard people talk about in the studio how the Evertune itself has saved them like 40 minutes per recording session of tuning. Like if you're recording for 4 or 5 hours and it takes 40 minutes of tuning every time in between every take to make sure you're perfectly in tune, that's valuable time. You're paying for studio time. Why would you not want that time back to actually work on the music instead of tuning? Playing guitar is about making music and playing music and enjoying it. It's not about tuning your guitar every single take. So it's just a really nice comfort to just know my guitar's in tune. I'm not gonna knock it out of tune. I'm not gonna hit the string too hard and knock it out of tune, which is also something really, really nice, right? This is a 25.5-inch scale, I think. Maybe, I'm not sure. I'll leave the specs up on the screen somewhere. When I hit this thing in drop C, I hit it hard. I pick really hard sometimes. It doesn't bow out of tune. When I play a 7-string, cheap 7-string I have here, or even just a nice guitar, and I hit it really hard, it bows out of tune. It goes boom, wow, wow. Not with this. It keeps it in tension. It's really nice. If you've only played Epiphones or you've only played Gibsons and you've never played an ESP or an E2 or an LTD or anything else from their family of guitars, right? Try out one of the Eclipses. You'll probably really like it. And if you don't like it, I need to know why, because these are so good. I've even played like their lower priced Eclipses and they still feel really nice. And I would still probably buy an LTD Eclipse that's a lower price model over an Epiphone. Maybe not the new Epiphones with the Gibson headstock, those are kind of sick, but in terms of like a regular Epiphone Les Paul, I'd probably pick LTD over that. That's just me. If you pick something up and it's too light, you're kind of like, ugh, but if you pick up like a Strandberg and it's super light, you're like, whoa, this is kind of one of those heavy guitars where it's like, I pick this up and it's like heavy in the way I'm like, but it's not heavy in the way I'm like, you know, does that make sense? Basically, it's really good. That's like all I'm saying is it's really good. It's phenomenal. If you've played the LTD EC-1000 with the Evertune, or just any guitar with an Evertune really, leave a comment down below and tell me what you thought about it. Did you like it? Did you hate it? And if you liked the video, please leave a like. If you didn't like the video, leave a dislike. And make sure to hit the subscribe button. It helps out the channel a ton. Thank you.